This video is part 2 of a 2-part series where we sit down with Captain Tuvo of Princess Cruises as we learn all about Alaskan cruises, what it's like to be a cruise ship captain, and so much more. So if you missed part 1, make sure you check that out as well. The link is up here in the top corner, eye in the sky, or in the description box below. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy. So you've had the great opportunity to become the Alaska expert as you've had so many seasons returning back, right?
Yes. Well, I'm sure there are not 21 years old captain that have more season than I have. But this is my 14th season in Alaska.
That's incredible.
Yeah, 14th season. And I started on 2000 on the Alaska season. And before, we used to do 4 and 2, 4 months on, 2 months off.
Okay.
So if you are on June, July, August, September, you're always going to be on June, July, August, September. So I was on an Alaska season. I've been in 14 now. This is my 14th Alaska season. Vancouver at sea, Ketchikan, Juneau, Skagway, Glacier Bay, College Fjord, Whittier, Yakutat Bay, Glacier Bay, Skagway, Juneau, Ketchikan, at sea, Vancouver. At sea, Ketchikan, Juneau, Skagway.
On repeat.
Beautiful, on repeat, but beautiful. we call in, you know, obviously we have to call, when you do, you can either do from Vancouver, so we have to, or from Seattle, either or we have to call in a foreign port to clear the Jones Act. We cannot start a cruise in a U.S. port and finish on a U.S. port without touching, without touching a foreign port. So Vancouver does on that run, and Victoria does on this run. The port where we go, which is Ketchikan, Juneau, and Skagway, a very little tiny port compared to a big city we can live these days, but they're beautiful. They have a lot to offer. They have a lot to do, and very different one from the other. Ketchikan was initially more like a fisherman place. Juneau is more like a capital of Alaska, but it's still very tiny
So
city.
how different is sailing through Alaska different from, you know, if you were in the Caribbean? Like, do you prefer these Alaskan sailings? Is that why you're always going back, or is it just?
I love the Alaska.
Yeah?
I love Alaska, and I love the nature. Like I still get excited, like the first day when we spot a bear, when we spot an orca.
We've seen a lot of wildlife.
Yes. Yeah, that's what makes me happy. You know, I always think like how happy I would be if my mom was here and I, you know, we spot a whale and I'm able to point it out. Yeah. Because here on the bridge, obviously we get to see a lot. And then it's our kind of, not duty, but our pleasure to kind of point it out to people.
It's fun to share it.
Exactly, it's fun to share. So this is particularly nice to be in Alaska.
On our first sea day, we were up in deck 14, I believe, and there was a huge bird that landed right on the railing of the ship, and it had another bird in its mouth that it had caught. You saw it too?
I know.
Someone showed you the pictures?
I did.
Oh my gosh. And
you have the picture?
I do.
I do too.
Oh, that's so funny. Yes.
He flew actually on this wire.
Oh, you told him to come see us and say hi?
I don't know if he flew, if he went there before.
Oh, okay.
But then he was here on this wire. You see, that's the wire for the dressing flag when we do turnaround. And he sit there, and we can maybe share with our guest. Let me see. But he sit there for a long period of time.
Yeah. He was eating this other bird, and I said, wow, this is the sign that that is the same bird. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. And he has you see? Yeah. He has another bird on the... And he was eating the other bird, and the bird's feathers were getting stuck in his mouth, and it was quite the spectacle for us to see, but it was our first sign of, wow, we are going to see a lot of wildlife, and we are on our way north to Alaska. This is awesome. Because it was a sea day, we weren't even getting off, and the wildlife was coming to us. So that was really fun.
It's a good way to travel still on a ship. Yeah. You go from place to place, you don't have to unpack, you don't have to pack. You have the safety of, we bring you to place, then you can do obviously in Ketchikan, Juneau, Skagway, do whatever you like. You know, whatever tour you decide to do is up to you. But then when you're on the ship, you are kind of no worry about being on a place that is unknown to you. So I always do. It's funny. Now I notice with my wife and my son, and you know, we were in Sabatini, and my son says, "I'm cold. Go get the jumper." At home, you will never be in a restaurant, and your son is cold and says, "Go home, get the jumper, and come back."
Wow.
You know.
Yeah.
Here you're like, "Okay, go by yourself."
Yeah.
You know where the jumper is in the room. Go get it.
Yeah.
So he went by himself and came back by himself, and you don't worry.
Yeah.
You don't worry, you know, because you
Very
own the ship.
safe on board. Yeah.
You own the ship. If you own the theater, we own the theater, and we're watching a show, and I'm tired, and says, "You know what? I'll watch it next time. I'm going to go to bed." You will say, "Okay, go." If you are in any other city in the world,
right,
you say, "Okay, maybe either I stay until we finish, or we go together."
Yeah.
You don't leave the person behind. On the ship, it's like being in a home, in a big home.
Yeah.
Big home.
Yeah, we feel very comfortable on board, that's for sure. So when your son is on board, does he like to participate in any of the kids programs? I know Princess offers a lot for different ranges of children for depending. So is it kind of fun for him when he comes on as well?
It's fun for him, but it's fun for us.
Yeah.
So there is a lot that the entertainment department, the kids center offer that they make them play by. It's not just a video game.
Right.
Is a lot of board game and a lot of activities where they do craft, a lot of craft that I like, because then you can really see how excited he gets when he come in and he made his own necklace or his own bracelet or his own keychain, whatever.
Tie-dye shirts, fun things that
exactly.
like, I want to participate in as well.
Exactly. And I always say, like, can you not make a t-shirt like a bigger one so I can wear it? But he loves it, and every time, you know, Luca has been on board. My son has been on board since he was 5 months. And initially, he used to do 4 months. So they will come with me for the whole contract, go home with me, come back home for the whole contract, go home. So he's been at sea probably a good 6 years of his life at sea.
Wow.
At sea. And we had to stop when he had to go to school.
Right.
When he had to go to school, but he still love it, and he still like to meet new friends and play with them and do activity with them. And as you move up with age, you move up to different games and activities, so it's very exciting on that side. We're lucky that the program is actually very nice for family, very nice for kids. He give us, parents, a little bit of free time, so we don't have to entertain him continuously.
Right.
But he is being looked after for a little period of time, but also having the joy to see when he come back that he's excited of what he did.
Yeah, they want to share what they did.
Exactly.
And a lot of times, any kids who are apprehensive about going in there,
yes.
and then by the end of the cruise, they don't want to leave. They're like, "This is awesome." I know. You know, many times when he has to disembark, he's okay. We have to pass by the kids center. Bye, guys. Yes.
I'm sorry to leave.
And say goodbye to all their friends.
And then we can go at the gangway. We can't leave without passing by. Yeah.
Aww.
We can't live without passing by,
Aww.
So blessed.
Yeah, great activities and friends that the kids make in those kids clubs for sure. So throughout your tenure as well, I know you've had the opportunity to see many of the different ships within the fleet, right?
Yes.
Is there some similarities and differences between them that kind of make it a unique experience? Do you have your favorites or great memories that happen that make it kind of stick out and make it your favorite?
Yeah, there are a few obviously in my career with Princess. So I've been on more or less every ship with the exception of the very, very tiny one. I've been on the Royal, the big one, the new Royal. And I've not been on the Regal, the Majestic, but I'm going to go on the Sky.
Right.
I'm going to take the Sky. So, and all the other ships I've been in one rank or the other. So I've many memorable experience throughout, and when you get to be captain, for me, the best part of my job is to be able to make the difference with what we do or what we don't do. You can affect some people's life exponentially.
Yeah.
And he's, you know, I had a last cruise, there was a lady who was 100 years old, turning 101.
Wow.
She was traveling with her daughter, and her dream was to come to Alaska, so she came on a cruise. She wanted to see, she asked that her dream was to see the vessel on departure, but or arrival, but we always arrive in port at the crazy time of the day. So and we can't have people on the bridge anymore. Today is all seal out, so we can't have anybody, you know, on the bridge on arrival or departure. So I called my boss in Santa Clarita, which I thank him a lot, and he says, yeah, no problem. Is, you know, obviously we need to have a security standing by and all these measures, and we had her chair sitting there, and we're sailing out to Skagway like yesterday. She was there, and she moved out, and we sailed out, and she was almost in tears. She was beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
And she is 100 years old. She's going to turn 101 in November.
Wow.
She lives by herself.
Really?
Yeah, she lives by herself. She still cooks her breakfast, lunch, and dinner. She has a dog that she walks 3 times a day. Unbelievable. She's sharp, you know. And I'm like, this is the best way. Like, obviously we can't decide, but I not necessarily want to arrive to 101. But if I do, I want to be as smart as she still is.
For sure.
You know, I don't want to be 101 and don't even know my name.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, I think everyone is on that same page,
exactly.
for sure. But
it was beautiful.
What an experience.
Yeah.
And kudos to you and to everyone involved to make that happen for her, because
many of these
that is an incredible gift for such a milestone birthday present. That's really heartwarming and very special that you made her whole year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Little story that we bring with us, and we do things that make a difference for somebody else's life. There was in May, we were lucky enough, in May, was I think around the middle of May, we went up to, when we did the very first cruise, we went up to Glacier Bay to reposition that we will be in Seattle on a Sunday. You know, to take the time to kind of reposition the ship. On the morning around 2 o'clock, the northern light came up.
Ooh.
So I woke up everybody. I don't care.
Over the entire PA system.
All passenger, all crew.
It's time to wake up, folks. You don't want to miss this.
Bing bong. and you know, see 2,000 people on deck at that time is incredible.
Yeah.
And there was a guy who was 80 years old the next day. He was in tears. He said, it was my bucket list, and I thought I will die without having to see them, and you gave me the opportunity to see it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really incredible. Yeah. I'm sure that no one was upset that you woke them up.
Oh, no complaint at all.
Yeah, they're thankful for that
Everybody
moment.
was happy. Yeah, everybody was happy.
Well, this has been such an incredible pleasure, my goodness. Thank you so much, Captain, for having us here, getting to know you and your history. It's just been incredible.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I can't thank you enough. Well,
a pleasure.
Friends at home, I hope you enjoyed this video as well. If you did, please do give it a big thumbs up, show your support, and if you haven't hit that subscribe button, do so now. Hit that notification bell. And until next time, ciao for now.
And nevertheless, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.